Hello, dear friends. So today I'm doing something a little different because yesterday I wasn't able to walk the labyrinth with everybody. I had a class to attend that is my etheric healing class that's very important to me, and I wasn't able to fit in a walk, so I thought, well, let's do a reading today. And so I'm in what I call the sanctuary, which is a space designated to peace and the heart of nature and all of the beings that reside here at Mustang Hollow. Not sure if you can hear me. I know people sometimes say that they can't hear me, so sometimes I try to speak a little more loudly, and then the feedback is I sound angry, so I don't know. I'm just gonna go with it. Anyway, so I decided, well, I was guided actually to use the animal medicine cards. If you're familiar with these are Jamie Sam's and David Carson's cards, mainly Jamie Sam's. But I do a lot of work with the animals, and the animals work through me, and so it feels like the right thing to do. I've already set sacred space, and so I said a prayer to bring in the 7 directions and to set sacred space in a way that only things for our highest good come forth. And so all of that is already done. I have already shuffled the cards more than once. I'm going to shuffle them again because my intent was to shuffle them one more time in this collective. And I'm asking the question, the intent today is, I'm going to do a 3-card pull, and the intent is strength, heart, and challenge. So the first card is strength, second card is heart, third card is challenge. And the question is, what is our collective needing to hear today? Strength, heart, and challenge. And today is August 3rd, 2020. So I'm seeking guidance for all of us. So the first card is the Mountain Lion. Leadership. That's quite beautiful for strength. I'll be showing these cards in just a minute. The second card, is the power to create. So we have the power to create in our hearts, which is lovely. Whenever I have the power to create come up, though, I pull another card to help us discern what energy will help us create. And the crow came up, so magic. Actually, the crow is Spirit's laws are not man's laws. And then the third card is the challenge, which is the lizard, dreaming. I'm going to show you all the cards so that you can see. I'm hoping you can see them because I can't see what you can see right now. Wait, let's do this. How about if we do it that way? Well, there. Okay, me and figuring out how to make this work is just kind of fun, isn't it? Anyway, let's do it this way. The first one is Mountain Lion. The first is the leadership. The second for heart was the blank shield, and that's where I always say that's the power to create. So it's whatever, the power to create. And the crow is what came up with that to help clarify that. The third, our challenge, is the lizard. So I'm just going to take a moment here and sit with these cards and actually do a little reading, because I find it very helpful to solidify what needs to be said by just glancing at what the intent is from the author. But I also sit with the knowing that comes in through my guides and through spirit. Oh, how much fun watching Robin read and drop in the knowingness, but it's part of the process of a reading. If you've had a reading, then I'm sure you're familiar with this need for the information to become more clear. So, our strength and our heart and our challenge right now on August 3rd, 2020. Our strength is many of us are dropping into walking our talk and taking that position of leadership in things that need to be need stronger leadership. Since our strength is leadership, that's us, the collective. It's not the powers that be. It's not about giving over your power to others. It's about the fact that you have power. You have power. You have power to lead. You have power. You have power to walk your walk. You don't have to give it over to somebody else. That's our strength. That's pretty beautiful. Our heart, in our hearts, is the fact that God's laws are not necessarily man's laws, and we have the power to create from knowing that God's laws are not necessarily man's laws. Man's laws have not been based upon God's laws in many ways. And so that's in our heart, and I think many of us are feeling that now. And so the fact that these cards came up in the heart feels really, really right and very empowering, because it means that our hearts are really starting to sigh with the fact that we know we have the power to create from God's laws, from Spirit's laws. You know, when I keep saying God, I know, some who may be listening to this have a negative perception of the masculine God, and so I'll say Goddess, Spirit, the universe, Gaia, God, the unknown. That is what's being offered to us here today in our hearts, knowing that we have the power to create by tapping into that wisdom, that guidance. Our challenge right now is the collective dream, the collective illusion. It's not really the illusion so much, because that would have been the dragonfly card. This is the lizard, which has, for me, quite honestly, I'll admit, been a difficult card for me to determine what it means when it comes up. But what the lizard asks, is what I'm seeing the lizard ask us today, is to notice signs, to notice symbols, to record them, to journal them, to be vulnerable to what we see in our dream time, in our visions, in the physical. An animal might show up to you, and so then listen to the message that is from that animal. Words in a phrase, in a sentence, in a words in a book might pop out. And so the lizard is asking us to pay attention to that. And since it's in the challenge position, that says to me that we're not paying attention to it, and we need to pay attention to it as a collective. We need to drop more deeply into the signs and symbols that are being given to us and recognize them for what they are. They are the strength of walking our talk, the strength of being in relationship with others from a place of wisdom and leadership, and being okay with the fact that you have wisdom and leadership, and being with that leadership in a way that is serving to you and to others who are in your sphere of influence, so that we can tap into that creativity that is available to us in our hearts from God's laws, not man's laws. And that's a challenge if we're not paying attention to the signs and symbols and stepping outside of the box. So that's what I'm getting from the cards for that, from that perspective. I did ask the horses to come, and I asked them if they would be willing to give me a message, one more message that would help clarify whatever I got from the other animals today. The horse is in the animal medicine cards, and it didn't come up there, so I'm going to see if there's a specific message that the horses would like to add to our strength of leadership, our heart of the power to create through God's laws, not man's laws, and our challenge of paying attention to our dreams, to our inner knowing, to our intuition. I would say that the lizard is really asking us to tap into our intuition. So I'm just going to take and draw a card. Oh my goodness. That is really something. This card is believe. This card is about believing and recognizing your intuition. Wow. What did I just say about this one? Wow. I'm ever in awe with the oracles and the messages that are given. I just can't. I'm so grateful, so appreciative, because I want them to appreciate. I want them to grow. I want them to expand. So I'm very appreciative of what the guides have given me today, and you. And I just want to say thank you for your vulnerability and being with me today in this reading. And this is something that I may do more often now that I'm kind of figuring out the technological part of it. That's my biggest challenge, quite honestly, is trying to figure out how to do this in a way that is suiting to me and suiting to you. I appreciate the fact that you came here today to be in my sanctuary with me. This is very fun. And I love you all. And I just want to close our sacred space by saying, I release all energies who have come through thought, by name, by word. I give deep, deep gratitude to the messages given to us through our guidance through the animal cards and the horse card. And I pray that you all tap into your intuition, your knowing. Take to heart that power to create through God's laws. Through God's laws, not man's laws. That just feels so important today. And our strength is leadership. That we are leaders, not that we're giving it out. We're not outsourcing this. This is each of us. We are leaders over our own destiny. Our own destiny. Oh boy. Things just always get deeper the longer I talk. Anyway, I better let this go for now. If you're interested in a reading with me, I would love to do a more personal reading with each and every one of you. You can contact me through my website, which is journeywithrobin.com, and it's ROBIN. And thank you for being here. Have a beautiful day.